Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another video. The paid request is time for Lucas. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, whatever it may be, feel free to send either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, this is the Unconvincing Turtle Titan commentary. Lucas wanted me to talk about a few TMNT 2003 episodes, do commentaries on them. Again, like I said before, the only way you can find these nowadays is on YouTube, since Nickelodeon don't want to do much of anything with this show for some dumb reason. So let's get to it. It's on YouTube, 19 minutes 46 seconds. Unconvincing Turtle Titan. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. And of course, like all the other episodes, we have a bit of a opening, sort of a little warm-up for what will come in the future of the episode. Voice, of course, by Michelangelo, who makes sense that he's a big comic book fan. I'm not sure how I feel about having the Ninja Turtles be in the same universe as superheroes. I kind of like the idea better that they are so unique that the world does need them. Because the point is, if there's all these superheroes, where are they fighting Shredder? Where are they fighting the Foot Clan? Where are they fighting all this stuff? And yeah, this Superman type, couldn't he destroy the Shredder and all this stuff in 10 minutes or less? And the superhero team just raises a lot of questions. I know a lot of comments like the Turtles teamed up with Batman a couple times and other stuff, but again, if it's like them visiting another dimension and it features superheroes, fine. I'm just not 100% sold on. I know that's in the comics there were that type of stuff. I do know that. I'll just say as a personal preference. Now, if they're all of a sudden super villains and the Turtles had to fight them and it'd be an underdog bout, is how does ones with no powers fight ones with powers? I just kind of like, what was that show, The Boys? Like, if the Ninja Turtles were like The Boys, and how they deal with superpower, in that case, heroes, but they're really villains. I haven't seen much of The Boys. I've seen clips and advertisement, but I like the glow of the fire along the turtles. I think that's a nice animation detail. The Silver Century. I don't know if he was in the comic books before this. I think he was featured later on and stuff. Like I said, I know it's not the first time. It's just that in personal preference, I don't know. I guess I just prefer if there are just supervillains that appear and the Turtles have to deal with it. Because again, it's like, well, I guess truthfully you could say the same thing for like the Punisher and the Marvel Universe. So, I mean, I guess it's the same bit of business. But for this type of episodes, I like to see Mikey's enthusiasm. And like I said, it's understandable why he wants to be a superhero, being a big fan of comic books and such. And I would say the Mikey-centric episodes aren't too bad. Like, there's the Christmas one, which is, I think, after this. I know that's actually the other episode that Lucas wants me to do a commentary on, which makes sense for the Christmas season. That's based on a Michelangelo one-shot comic. That's a good one. This is not too bad for what it needs to be. I thought the Mighty is showcased fairly well. Shows that he's pretty competent. Again, one of the few nitpicks I have with the show, other than the music being garbage, is my favorite character is Raphael, but he got fucked when it comes to centric episodes. The reason I love the show, one of the many reasons I love the show, is that Raphael is a badass and has a lot of badass moments, but other than Meet Casey Jones, like the one he has with the little kid, it's there, and I just think Raphael, they could have used and utilized a lot better. I like the keep away between Mighty and Donnie playing keep away. Raph and Donnie playing keep away Mighty's book. It's always nice to see Raph and Donnie interact and bond. is pretty rare for the two of them to be showcased together. And this is like a fun, goofy, brotherly moment. Raph and Donnie playing keep away with Mikey stuff seems like something that they'd have done when they were children. Like something they've definitely done before. So a nice little Raph and Donnie bonding moment. And then Leo getting in on it shows he's not just a tight ass. He is a brother at the end of the day. So like I said, they made Leo a bit more likable here compared to that 2007 CGI movie where he was just a fucking asshole hypocrite. So yeah, I thought the 2003 show gave a lot of moments where Leo had a bit more personality, which was nice. But yeah, I was saying Raphael got a lot of, he didn't get a lot of love for centric episodes, which is too bad. And why in the first 4 seasons you never had a Raph and Mikey episode? Like they did one in like season 6 or so. It was like involving a cape, superhero cape, and it's like, what? Really? But that reminds me of Spider-Man, the Spider-Man comic. Amazing Fantasy. Mikey grabbing the guy in that sort of angle. Him swinging, that's definitely Spider-Man inspired. And of course, a real reaction where even though Mikey did the right thing, he just smacked around. And you tell Mikey would be the type of guy that wants to be accepted, that wants to be part of the world, that wants to not be looked at as disgusted or hated and all that stuff. And that's one of the things that could have potentially been interesting in that 2016 Michael Bay produced movie, where the ooze could turn you into human and Mikey and Raph are tempted. If the rest of the movie really delved into that story and you really built up character, that could have been something. Nope. The writers can't do that. Director can't do that. Nope. Don't do that shit. One of many reasons that film sucks. God damn, April has a fucking tight upper shirt, like fucking belly and all showing. Wonder if they get away with that today, or that'd be too. I forgot like what kind of shirts April wore in this show. Definitely a little bit of a Captain America or Batman feel. Captain America with the shield. And of course the grappling hook that reminds you a bit of Mikey in the 80s cartoon where they took away his nunchucks and just made him use his grappling hook. Plus you got a little bit of that Spider-Man, Batman swinging. Pretty much the plot here is these little robot buds that control people's minds, which you find out is a bad guy that is against that Silver Century Superman type character. But Mikey's definitely the type that would want to be accepted by society, and that's kind of why I like the potential of the Mikey Raph brother mentality, where Mikey's the optimist, Raph is the cynical one. Mikey hopes for the best. Raph, I think, is a bit more of a realist, at least in his eyes. Optimist, pessimist. Look at the bright things, look at the dark things. Yin and yang. At least that's the way I look at it. And I think if you do it well, they can work very well together. That is, if you actually try to take the characters a bit more seriously in a story writing and not just go... I mean... They're walking turtles. Yeah, you write... Writing dialogue and writing stuff should not matter on someone's fucking skin tone or face and all that shit. Now those cops are inspired by Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman. I don't think there's any up close shots, but anytime these two cops come by, when they have up close, one's of Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman, the creators of the Ninja Turtles. Now definitely the Silver Sentry, the hero here, does come back a couple episodes. There's quite a few episodes where him and other superheroes do come back into this world. Which just makes you wonder, like, anytime they have to go after Shredder, why don't they just go to Silver Sentry and be like, hey, these guys are doing do this? See, that's the thing, when it just makes you, it lists a lot more questions. Well, why don't they call Silver Sentry them for this or for that? And they do pop up when big, like the alien invasion, you do see Silver Sentry and stuff. At least they don't completely forget about it. There is a bit of continuity, and that's one of the things I appreciate about the show. But anyway. But I thought it was kind of interesting that each of the people he's trying to save, they just happen to be controlled, and puts Mighty into more and more crazy situations where he gets blamed for stuff that isn't his fault. All that jazz. You're okay. No, I'm not. This guy just left him. Yeah, that's why you shouldn't have a cape. What was the movie that was it, Watchmen? Like someone had a cape and they had a mishap and they died from it. Was that Watchmen or was that another movie I'm thinking of? Like there's a montage of superheroes and one's like, yeah, he had a cape, and maybe it was Kick-Ass. Was it Kick-Ass? It might have been Kick-Ass. It might have been that one. Yeah, it's the dangers of having a cape. I don't mind the outfit that Mighty has here. Simplistic, but better than the other ones during that almost Pretty Woman type of tryout scene. I always say that because it's not on the soundtrack, but I would just Pretty Woman, go down the street, Pretty Woman. Fucked a little better than that Stranger Things, what was it, season 3, when they were changing all these outfits, and was it Madonna on the soundtrack? Yeah, but Mighty has a couple good, decent, pretty good and decent moments if you're a fan of the character, like this one and the episode titled Christmas Aliens, and him winning the Battle Nexus and the rematch. I think it's called Grudge Match, which is better than the Stallone movie Grudge Match. Yeah, but Raphael, like, I do wish he had better central episodes. Even when they went into other dimensions, like Donnie had the best one, same as it never was. But Mighty was pretty interesting. He's like kind of version of his family, but they had superpowers, and the supervillain was a version of Splinter. That was the villain. I thought that was interesting. But Raph had the short end of the stick, just some shitty motorcycle race thing. Like, my God, man. But in a way, it kind of made sense because I saw a video recently of Razor Fist talking about the Ninja Turtles, and he mentioned it. I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Raphael was kind of Kevin Eastman, and Donatello was kind of Peter Laird. So maybe subconsciously it's like him and Kevin Eastman were on the outs. And if Kevin Eastman, like, Raphael seemed like it'd be Kevin Eastman's favorite. Maybe, but at least they didn't shit on the character, and he has a lot of good, badass moments throughout a lot of these episodes. At least there's that. I guess Peter Laird isn't really the best guy to handle Raphael. At least in central solo episodes. But that was a nice funny moment with the shield. Like he kept climbing up, kept bouncing on his head. And that's a nice piece of animation, the light shining down with his black void, black hole that he entered. And that was an interesting, like, camera movement where he stays still, but the camera, I guess, like, moved back to show, like, moved back as if looking like he moved forward to reveal more of the room. And this guy stupidly got manipulated and controlled. How the hell that happened? And with how strong this guy is, I'm surprised he didn't, like, break Mikey's chest or something. And this right here, perfectly showcases that who wins in a fight, whoever's writing the story. Because you say, well, yeah, Silver Surfer would easily kill Michelangelo because he's so much quicker and faster and stronger. Like, he could be, what was that show? Invincible. Fucking punch a hole right through Mikey's chest. Or, crack. I imagine, what was the actor's name? I know his name. It's on the tip of my tongue now, but the actor who voiced well, you find out is the main villain of that TV show Invincible. I know his damn name. Obviously, I don't know those. I would have said it. I don't remember it after. I don't be pissed. Like, J.T. Simmons. I think it was J.T. Simmons who voiced it, and like, look how quick that guy killed all these superheroes. Boom, 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 boom. Like, he could do the same thing to Mighty, and it's all in the hands of how you write it. It's all in the hands of how you write it. So technically, no matter if you write it, anybody can win any fight. If you pay them enough money to write it that way. Like, you think about it, like, Mikey should not have been able to take any of this punishment. Like, why throw Mikey? You just boom, crack his neck, or boom, rip his head off, or something. This is just all in the eyes of the writer. That's why, I mean, I don't mind this episode. It's not a favorite of mine. I mean, Mikey has some good moments and competence. Like, he does, from a little reference of the training, does this nice flip, from what I remember, to take this thing. Here you go. This nice flip. So again, Mikey did some really nice, cool moments. Because I'm a fan of the character. I mean, he's my second favorite after Raphael. It's Raphael, Mikey, Donnie, and Leo. Not that I dislike Leo, but of the four, he's number 4. So they do have Mikey with quite a bit of respect. Once again, idiot, you like ran right into the fucking wires, Silver Sentry. You suck at your job. You fucking suck. You just ran into wires. There you go. Right in the face. Like I said, Mikey has good moments here. And didn't need a little boy to help him like Lone Raph and Cub. Like, this would have been a cool Raph and Mighty episode. Like, Raph goes up to check on Mighty, and Mighty tries to force him to be his sidekick, and Raph gets pissed about it. But ultimately, Raph does help Mighty, and then... yeah. Or maybe Mighty helps Raph, but you owe me a favor, and then Raph has to wear his outfit. I don't know. Yeah, I think he gets referenced here. It was interesting that Mikey gets like super serious to be in training, but that doesn't really follow through in the next episodes, and so. But I mean, this is like I said, these episodes go by real quick. It's a decent enough episode. It's a nice showcase of Mikey. Like I said, there's no reason why he could survive, but unless they're written that way. I'm still not sure about the whole superhero thing being in the Ninja Turtles world. Again, I know that was part of it, but I don't know. I already talked about that, but like I said, nice showcase for Michelangelo's character. And that's the tough thing with these cartoons is that you want to show growth for the characters, but you can't show too much because it's still a cartoon, and they don't know how many episodes they're going to have to continue it. So, although that would be interesting, like a different, like you showcase an arc where Mikey becomes much meaner or nastier or more violent. I just sound like the last Ronin, and Raphael becomes more nicer and kinder or sympathetic. That'd be interesting, like a story type of thing. But anyway, I'm going off tangent. Thanks once again, Lucas. Thank you guys. Take care. We'll see you guys later.